Hey guys, I get a lot of questions about how do I take care of all the power equipment I seem to have. Well, first off, I'm never going to pay somebody to change my oil, and you shouldn't either. So in today's video, I'm going to show you that you can change your oil in a lawnmower or other power equipment in under 2 minutes. You will not believe how easy it is, and it makes it so convenient, you'll want to do it every time yourself. So stay tuned. So for today's video, I'm going to change the oil on this Honda lawnmower, but the process would be the same for just about any type of small power equipment that you may have. So I like to reuse things, so these priority mailboxes are great. I got a package in this one, and I'm going to reuse it to catch any oil that I spill so that it doesn't wreck my driveway. So the way I change the oil, you only need a couple of things for this job. Obviously you need a quart of oil, and in this case I chose to use Honda oil, but you certainly can use whatever oil works for your machine. So another great time-saving tip is that I never use funnels on small power equipment, and the reason is this little cap right here. So you can get these at auto stores. They're used to fill up differentials on cars, but they usually have a bin of them. Sometimes they're free, sometimes they're just a couple of cents. So you can replace the cap on your oil-filled jug, and you'll see how this saves time later in the video. So I love tools and I really like to save time, and with a lot of power equipment, this is the star of the show. This is called a vacuum pump, and you may have seen some of these at stores, but this particular one works very well. Now I got it from West Marine, but it's privately labeled or relabeled by a lot of different brands, including foreign brands that you can find on eBay and Amazon. But this one is fantastic. This hose that you see right here is going to connect to this vacuum pump, and this is what is going to save a ton of time changing your oil. So this hose that you're seeing here comes with the kit, and it's going to act just like a straw, and it's going to suck the oil out of the motor. I very rarely will ever use drain plugs on small engine equipment. I find that they don't really drain any more oil out than this hose, and they take so much longer that it's just not worth it, because with this setup, I'm going to change the oil more often because it is so easy. Now this handle here is really what does the power here, and all you need to do is pump this handle up and down, and what you're going to do is you're going to create a vacuum in this pump, and that's what's going to suck the oil out. You don't need electricity, you don't need batteries, you don't need air compressors. It really is fantastic because you can take this anywhere. I find this is really handy if I'm helping friends out because I can bring this with me, and it pulls everything right out of the machine, and I have no mess when I'm done. So let's see it in use. So I've already run the mower for several minutes to get the oil good and warmed up. That'll really help it get drawn into this suction hose much easier. Now notice something else. I don't even have a single wrench out. So this oil change is just so easy to do. There's no excuse to not doing it. So to drain the oil, all I need to do now is to take the dipstick out, and we're going to insert the hose into where the dipstick was. So this will go right down where the dipstick is. Now if your mower is different or the opening is much more narrow, you can use the other hoses that come with the kit. This particular one that I got from West Marine included 3 hoses, so it really can fit down anything, even a car's dipstick tube, which is really small. So now that the tube is inserted all the way into the oil, you simply pump the handle several times on the pump, and within seconds you can see the oil is coming out. Now it doesn't take a lot of vacuum pressure to get this process started. Just 3 to 4 pumps is all you're going to need. If you pump any more, it won't really help. So one other tip is that when you remove the hose out of the machine, there tends to be a little bit of oil in it. So I will put a rag at the end of it, or I'll hold it upright like this, and then I like to pump the pump just a couple of times, and that just sucks out the little bit of oil that's in the hose. So sometimes storing these can be a little bit tedious, so I tend to store them curved in a box so that way both ends are pointed up, and I don't have to worry about it leaking any oil out. So it's hard to believe that really in about 30 seconds we got all the oil out of the machine, and once you get comfortable with the vacuum pump, you really will be quick, and it's such a time saver. So now that that's out, we need to put the new oil in, and you can see that I've already got my cap fastened on the oil quart here, and you'll see how easily this works. Now when you buy these caps, for some reason that I don't understand, they're always sealed in the end, and I guess it's because they allow you to cut it to the opening size you want. So just grab your scissors and you're going to trim the end so that you can use it to fill your oil up. So now we're ready to fill up our oil. Again, like I said, no funnels. This is so much easier. And if you can't quite get the nozzle to the fill without spilling it, one trick I do is, because I wear gloves for these type of jobs, I'm going to put my finger over that nozzle until I get it right there, and then I just slide my finger out and I can put the oil in the dipstick tube. Now you want to know roughly how much oil you're going to put in. Otherwise you have to stop as you go and just use the dipstick to check the measurement. But that's not hard to do. It just takes a second. So I know how much it's going to roughly use, and I'm going to put the dipstick in and see how I'm doing. Another great reason that I wear gloves is because when I'm checking the oil, I just wipe it on the glove, and that really saves a little bit of time, and also using a rag. So now I'm getting close, filling it up, and I'm going to keep checking with the dipstick. Now on Honda engines, not every engine on the planet, but on Hondas, you don't screw the dipstick in to check the level. You just put it in and pull it out. So you only thread it in when you're going to close the oil. So now my final check, the oil level looks good. I like to be about halfway or maybe a little bit more than that on those marks on the dipstick, but we're good to go. I'm going to put it back in and close this up. So it's hard to believe, but that's it. You can use this for your snowblower, lawnmower, pressure washer if you have a gas engine. It really is a great way. Before I had this tool, I hated changing the oil. So now with this, it really makes it so much easier and was well worth the investment. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you saw something new, maybe learned something. If you did, I would really appreciate it if you give me a like, put comments below, and subscribe to my channel for more videos coming up. Thank you.